What's going on, Rovers? It's Mr. Shalat back with another lesson for IED. Today, we're going to be talking about the engineering notebook and how to format your entries, put them in, take proper pictures, all that good stuff. So you're at a point where we've got the first assignment nearly done. We want to start assembling our notebook. What is the process? All right. You've already gone through the process of creating your own digital signature in the last lesson. So now that you have that digital signature, you're going to be able to insert that in your notebook. How do we get other pictures and things? What is the proper procedures? We're going to talk about that now. Let me share out my screen. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna go in the classroom and we're gonna open up a couple documents. So the first one I'm gonna grab, I'll scroll down. Let's get our key terms, since that's the first thing for every unit. We got to make sure we put that in our engineering notebook. All right, so we want to have our key terms listed. I'm going to open up the Word doc. All right, and here is our document. All right, it's 2 pages, which means we're going to get 2 images out of this. All right, I'm going to rotate my iPad. All right, so we're looking at it vertically. All right, so we've got 2 pictures. Now, when you go to take the screenshot, all right, if you're unfamiliar how to take a screenshot on the iPad, you're going to press the home button, press the lock button at the same time. That's going to snap that screenshot. All right, when you do it, there's a lot of junk on the iPad that you don't need in your picture. So when we look at this particular image, I'll move my mouse around so you can see. All right, up here at the top, it's got the file name, okay, key terms, it's got, you know, search button, share button, it says PLTW engineering, it's got some page labels down at the bottom. A lot of that stuff we don't need. All we really need is where it says Unit 1 key terms. We want that part, and then we want to come down along the box, and then where the box comes across, and then back up to the top. So we really want to just get a screenshot of that. So when I press the button, oops, let's try it again. All right, so I took a screenshot. If I tap on that screenshot, it brings it up, and now I can edit it. Don't just save the screenshot. You should edit it as you take the picture. It'll save you a lot of time later. So at the top, and I'll move my mouse here, up top, you want to grab this, and you want to grab the 2 on the sides and the 1 at the bottom. We're going to edit this. I'm going to bring this down right above where it says Unit 1 key terms. We're going to keep that part. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. And then the 2 sides as well, I want to bring those in. All right. So just like that. We want about an equal border going around. If it's off a little bit, it's okay. But we have to pretend that this is a picture that we are inserting into our digital engineering notebook. All right. Top left of the screen, up top, you're going to tap on done. All right. And you want to save that to your photos. So now that's an image on our camera roll. We now need to take the next image. So I'm going to scroll up. Okay, same thing. I'm going to take a screenshot. Hard to do it. Oh, try it again. Got to press them both at the same time. Tap on the screenshot. You're going to crop that sucker down. Okay, we only want this small box here, so go ahead and pull all these in closer from the sides. All right, that looks good to me. And then we're going to click done. Save the photos. So now we have our 2 photos saved. That's great. All right. What I do want to talk about is how do we now insert them over into our, so we're going to open up slides. We're going to open up our engineering notebook. Okay, you guys have already started working on this. You got all the page numbers and things. All right. So let's go to page 4. Page 4 being the first page. We have that labeled as page number 1 up here in the corner. Okay, that's important. Next, we are going to drop our first image in. So to do that, in the top right-hand corner, you have this plus sign. I'm going to tap the plus. Okay, then I'm going to tap image, and I'm going to choose from photos. All right, when you choose from photos, it should bring up your camera roll. If it doesn't, you have to hit allow, and then it'll bring up your camera roll. It's going to bring the image on, but it's going to bring it to the full size of the slide. We don't want that. We have to size it down because we got to be able to see all our labels and things. So you'll grab the corner of it, size this thing up so you can get it to fit in the space that you want it, okay? So we're gonna go something like that. Now we have our key terms on the page. At the top, it does say page title, all right? So we're gonna label this Unit 1 key terms, okay? I would tap there and type Unit 1 key terms. I'm not going to do that for sake of the video, but that's where it would go. If we go back to our table of contents, okay, you have to start in the second box. Notice it says double tap to add text. You can't start in that top box. We're gonna start in this one. So I would double tap, okay? And then you can enter the date, okay? So whatever date I posted it on Classrooms, the date you should use. Let's say that that was 9/13. I'm not sure. You'd have to get the date off of Classroom when I posted it, all right? And then for the name, you're going to type Unit 1 space minus space and then the name of it. So it's going to be key terms. Okay. Then we have our other assignment that we're working on, whatever the date is. Let's say that's 9/18. Okay. We're also going to type Unit 1 space minus space, and then the assignment we're working on, concept sketching. Okay. Now, over on the right-hand side, I can tell you that the page numbers for key terms, that's going to be 1 through 2. This is going to be 3 through, and then it'll vary depending on how many pages of sketches you have, okay? So that will be the variable. We're not all going to start and stop on the same page because some people are going to use more sheets than others, all right? But we're going to label everything Unit 1, okay, like we are here, and eventually we'll get to Unit 2, so on and so forth. Now on the actual pages, when we go back to our notebook, all right, and we get over to here, at the top, this should match. So at the top, the page title is Unit 1 key terms. Now, you might be asking yourself, why do I got to write Unit 1 key terms? It's on the sheet. You're right, it is on the sheet. But when we get to the next page, I'm going to bring in that next image. So I'll hit plus image from photos, bring in that second vocab image that we have, okay? Size that sucker down. You'll notice this doesn't have a title. So the page title comes from the previous page, and it would say at the top here, Unit 1 key terms. Okay, so that's important. You got to label every page. You'll date every page as well. The date should match your table of contents. All right, we already have our page numbered, okay, because you guys already went through and did up to page 100, so we're good on that aspect. Let's continue to talk about here on page 1 of our notebook, which is slide number 4 of our slideshow. All right, other things we need to add. All right, so on my previous engineering notebook video, I talked about signatures, okay, and you have to have your digital signature. So we need to add that. We have to sign this into our book, okay? How we sign something into the book in this scenario is we're going to put our digital signature. So I'm going to type the add button and go to image, and then from my photos, I have my digital signature. All right, there it is. It comes in real nice and big. You're going to size that sucker down, okay? You can drag it over here, all right? We can place it just like that. If you need to rotate it, you press on that circle there at the top and you can spin it, okay? So if I want to put my signature over the edge of the paper, remember your signature should be on the book, on the paper, and back on the book. So now this is signed into the book. This looks great. Down at the bottom, I need a spot for my name. So again, I'm going to bring in my digital signature, okay? So I would tap, okay, bring in my image from photos. You're going to use that signature a lot, okay? Size it down. Get this down here at the bottom, okay? Something just like that, okay? So that's basically going to be the setup as far as getting things on. Let's talk about if you're grabbing an image, all right? So starting right away with concept sketching, you're going to be taking a lot of pictures, okay? And the pictures are going to be of you drawing on pieces of paper, all right? And we're going to take those pictures and put them on the sheet, much like we just did the vocab. The problem is we have to take good pictures. When I say good pictures, you need good quality lighting, okay? You need to find the best lit room in your house, okay? The best lit room, because if you're taking it in a dark basement where you don't have a whole lot of lighting, okay, the page isn't going to show up very well. Get yourself a desk lamp, take this out to the patio or the sidewalk or whatever you got outside, okay? Wherever you have the most light, it might be in your kitchen, all right? It might be in your bathroom. Whatever room in your house has the most light, that's where you should be taking the pictures. If you take the pictures while you're here in the classroom, we do have the fluorescent lights and every picture is going to come out good because there's a whole lot of light in the room. Plus we have a lot of windows, okay? There's a whole lot of light in this room. When you're at home, I have no control over that, but I will not grade your stuff if I can't see the pictures. So you have to take good quality pictures. One is lighting, okay? Number two, I'm going to tell you to don't Star Wars your pictures. Star Wars your pictures, all right? Now, if you've never seen Star Wars, okay, hopefully you have. If you haven't, you know, catch it on TNT. It's on every other weekend. Anyway, the way Star Wars starts, it's the same way every single time, okay? It says, let's switch over because I have it loaded up on my iPad here so we can look at it, all right? So when the movie starts, they all start the same exact way, okay? Blue text comes up, it says a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, okay? And then the word Star Wars pops on the screen and you can read it and it's very clear. See how it's going further away? It's getting more difficult to read. Well, they have this thing here, it's the opening scroll, okay? So as it's playing, you can read what the movie's going to be about, okay? So these 3 paragraphs of text basically tell you, this is what's going on, this is what the movie's about. Well, when the text is right in front of you, as you can see, okay, you can read it. But once it goes further away, you can't read it anymore, all right? You can't read it anymore. So when we go to bring, let's close that out. When we go to bring pictures in to our presentation, so I'll bring a picture into our presentation here, all right? Image from photos, all right? Let's bring this photo in, okay? This is a photo I took here in the class, nice and clear, okay? And then let's bring in another photo, just like that one, but this one is Star Wars. What do I mean by that? Okay. This is a Star Wars photo. Well, what is a Star Wars photo? Well, when you look at this, you can read the text at the bottom of the page very clearly, but then the text kind of just fades away and you can't read it at the top. That's what happens with your assignments. If I have you write large paragraphs of text, I can't read it because the picture is Star Wars. So what do? Okay, with your iPad, when you're taking those pictures, all right, you got to hold your iPad flat. It's got to be flat. If you have it on an angle with the camera pointing down and it's on an angle, you're going to get Star Wars pictures. Think of a waiter or a waitress at a restaurant, okay? They always have everything nice and flat. Your food comes out nice, okay? Your drinks don't get spilled. But if they carried everything around like this on an angle, okay, everything would be on the floor. And I don't want you to Star Wars your pictures, okay? So at the beginning, if you start getting comments from me, it's like, oh, what is he talking about? Star Wars. You got to make sure that your pictures are legible. If I can't read them, okay, that's no good. Now, let me flip this back around here. So this picture is Star Wars. This is no good, okay? So I'm going to delete that one. Here we have one that I brought in earlier. And now I'm going to bring in another picture. It's the same type of image here of just a document that I had laying around, okay? Here's a picture, right? Now, this is a pretty good picture, but there's a lot of background noise, all right? I don't need to see the table. When you take your pictures, I don't need to see your feet. I don't need to see the bag of chips, your cell phone, the pen or pencil that's laying on the table, okay? I only want to see the piece of paper and the sketch or the drawing or the document that you hand wrote out, okay? Your equations, whatever it might be. This is a lot of background noise. All that I really care about is the document in the middle. But unfortunately, when the picture was taken, now a lot of cropping needs to happen. All right. So to crop an image inside of your iPad, if you double tap on it, it will bring up the black bars. And again, you can then grab them and pull them in. All right. You can crop the image. All right. But this is a whole lot of extra steps that you don't necessarily need to do. I'll wait for the bell. You want to get really good at taking your pictures as you're taking them, okay? Because having to double tap and crop and do all that, that's a whole extra step that you wouldn't have had to need to do if you took a good quality picture. So when I say a good quality picture, make sure the iPad is nice and flat, okay? So it's nice and straight. And hold it directly over top. Try and avoid your feet, try and avoid anything that's on the desk. All you really want is the photo. So we don't want the desk, we only want to see the picture. And if you have a whole lot of background noise, I'm going to end up having to ask you to resubmit because I really just want to see the sketch, or I really want to see that diagram, or I really want to see that paragraph of text you wrote. I don't really care about the soda and the drink and the pen or pencil and your cell phone and keyboard and everything else that's around. So get good at taking your pictures so you can insert them into the document. All right. That should give you a good jump start on how to get your pictures and things into the presentation. All right. If you have questions, shoot me an email, ask me to jump on Zoom and we can talk about it more. All right. But as far as the engineering notebook, today's lesson, the main two things, don't Star Wars your pictures. Okay. And hold the camera flat. That's the two most important things. And then as you're setting this thing up, make sure you're adding those digital signatures that we spent some time talking about. Okay, so with your signature saved, it's as easy as dragging and dropping it on as an image. All right, so as you can see, the signatures are just like the engineering notebook presentation we talked about a few days ago. It's just going to be digital, okay, because of everything going on right now in the world. All right, so that's it. If you have any questions, you let me know. And Rovers, have a great day. All right, talk to you soon.